Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we've got troubles on the farm this morning. Welcome. We're doing a live stream today. We were going to go out and do a live stream with the cows today, but it turns out the cows aren't priority one. We've already gone out and moved the cows, and we've got our friends from Virginia, Carolina well here on the farm. The Raptor's back, in case you guys don't know. Finally, it's back and back in service here on the farm. And I've got the old Uncle Jesse pickup truck down there running. So here's what we're about to do. You guys are going to see. We're pulling our well pump out. And if you got a good well company nearby, this is the trick. This is a, what do you call this? A pump puller? Pump puller. Pump puller. So it's a ran on 12 volt. We'll get you guys some close-ups here in a second. There's a little motor in there. And we're basically pulling the pump and the pipe out of the well right here. So let's get you some close-ups of what's going on here. I think it's kind of interesting. So guys, if you have an issue with your well, and I'm going to tell you all about all the symptoms, everything that happened. All this started off last night. So we'll turn the camera around so you can see what the heck is going on here. There we go. So what we did already this morning, I say what we did, was kind of a team effort. We pulled the cover off our well and we replaced the pressure tank because the pressure tank didn't sound quite right. So we got it replaced, and now we put a new pressure switch on here, and it kicked on just for a second, and then it went back dead again. So what would you say? Did you see what the static water level was in the well roundabout when you started pulling?
12 foot.
About 12 foot. Okay, so that's good. Real good. So this thing is winding in our wire and our well pump. And as he pulls it out, he's inspecting the wire mainly because, what is it? A lot of times you'll just have a wire broken. Is that what it is?
Rub the rock when it cuts off and on. And eventually just cut the wire in two.
Right. Okay. So if it is cut in two, is there a waterproof splice that you put on there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that'd be cheaper than a well pump, wouldn't it?
Yep.
So here's what we got, guys. Pretty fun, interesting. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg. I can't wait. First thing I did on my property was replace the pump, pressure tank, and switch. Well, sometimes you need to replace the pump. This pump's only about 8 years old. And that being said, only being 8 years old, it shouldn't be bad. But like he was saying, your wire, when your pump engages, it moves ever so slightly, and eventually down in that well, that wire will rub. You can see here the tape has come loose. Got a little rubbage, a little crustiness. Yeah. So guys, this is Carolina, Virginia pump and well. In case you need, if you're local here in North Carolina and you need somebody to help service your well, call those guys. There's their phone number right there. Just hit pause. Go back and watch this again if you like. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, by the way. Thank you guys all for joining us here. Hopefully we've got some Facebookers in here and some YouTubers. Guys, start leaving some comments so I can see, and hit that like button on your way out. So a well pump runs on 220 volt, unless it's a solar DC type well pump. And again, he's doing just a little finger inspection right there to see. Hopefully we get the surprise here soon. It's a little loose. That's why you really tape it tight to the pipe, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is a little bit loose right here.
A lot of the tape is broke.
Yeah. So will you retape that typically?
Yeah, it'll go back in.
Gotcha. Thank you, guys. Jennifer's in the house. Guys, tell me where you are. Everybody says it's a wire problem. Well, here's what happened. I took a shower last night, and the hot water heater tripped, the breaker tripped, which is kind of odd. We had a whole lot of water pressure when I took the shower last night. And then Miss Stony Ridge got in from work to take her shower, and we didn't have any water pressure. So you can imagine how happy that made her. So she stinks. None of us have brushed our teeth yet today. And we're all just walking around here stinky. How do you know that that your water has been off for too long? You smell worse than your well guy. still, everything's looking pretty good, guys. You can see this thing is rolling it up. So if you do this by yourself, you got to drag this all the way out of the well by hand. This is probably going to be a $1,000 day here on the Stony Ridge Farm. Super Chat's welcome. There's our well cap. That thing looks pretty rough too, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's one of your clamps that was up under it.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. So this right here, guys, this is a direct result of my stupidity here. So you shock a well once in a while. Is that right?
Yes.
So you can shock a well by either pouring chlorine bleach down or using those pool tablets, right? You crunch them up and you put them down in the well. Well, I went on the theory that more is better. So I crunched up 3 of them and put them down in there, and that ate up the contactor on here. It ate up the pressure tank. It made it rust out. We've got a new pressure tank today, and it ate up that hose clamp that you just saw right there. So, yep, that's a bummer. We're still just watching the wire as it comes up. Probably should see something pretty obvious. It'll look swollen, probably maybe rubbed. We didn't check at the ground.
About 3 or 4 feet above the pump.
Is it?
Most times where it breaks at.
So that's where it's getting the most motion, I guess. Can you tell how much wire, how much pipe we have in here so far? We 150 feet?
Might be about 150 on it so far.
Gotcha. So when we don't know the answer, we just take a good rough guess. There we go. Smell worse than a well guy. Ha ha, says Jennifer. You want a real man, get a well man. Man's supposed to stink. Woman, not so much. They get a reputation. There we are, guys. Let's run down while he's doing that, and we'll go ahead and shut Uncle Jesse down. Get our camera turned back around. I'm just trying to get my camera turned back around. It's a little bit of a pain to get the camera just right. There we go. Beautiful day today. It's about 50 degrees. Miss Stony Ridge just went to the gym. I told her, you know, use in hanging out and waiting. I'm just going to have to babysit this and get it done. So we wouldn't be in such an urgent bit of trouble right now if I'd already tied in all my wells together, and that's the plan here. So this is Uncle Jesse. Yeah, baby. Uncle Jesse runs good. 67 Ford dump. We're going to get this guy out and start working on him here pretty soon. That's a good looking truck. What do you think? Put some new wood on the bed right there. Make it look like a Christmassy truck. So the well is 460 feet deep. But the well pump should be 20 feet shy of that. So I'm gonna set tripod up, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. If you have any questions, please hit us up. Love to. This is a teaching day for you, and if you got a good well guy, then they'll show up on a Saturday or a Sunday. Because water's super important. It just so happened I cooked a whole bunch of food day before yesterday, excuse me, and I didn't get time to wash the dishes. Cripple Creek Farm in the house. Good to see you. I like to smell my man's neck after he comes home. I love his working smell. That's awesome. All right, we'll let you guys just watch what's going on here as we reel this in. When we find the problem, we'll show you. How much that thing cost? 10 grand?
Probably somewhere close.
Plastic.
It hold up to 600 feet.
Okay.
Pipe on it.
you get more than that, what do you do? Use a bigger one?
I don't even know if it make one bigger. Most time any deep in that is set on a stick pipe.
Yeah. Now the water that's in this pipe, is it falling back down in the well? So it's not empty. It's full of water.
The check valve on the pump's holding it.
Okay, gotcha. So if I tie this pipe into this, and I have a problem, the check valve will keep it from pushing it down into the well and filling the well back up, right? So if I tie all three wells together, there's no chance that one well will backfeed on another well.
You can always put a check valve right here in a separate check valve, just in case one on the pump goes bad.
Gotcha. We put one on the other well up there, the solar well. Yeah, you need backups for backups for backups.
Yep.
If I'd have, when we put the well in up at the shop, we buried 2 wires. Because
you don't never know.
I can't remember your name.
Jerry.
So in case you guys are just coming in and you think this is about as exciting as watching paint dry, it is pretty exciting. Last night, in the middle of the night, the well stopped working. I say middle of the night, about 9:30 last night. The well stopped working. I came out here this morning. I popped the cover off. I knocked on the pressure tank, and it should be, when you knock on it, I don't know if you could hear that, it is tympanic, like a drum. Ding, ding, ding. But when I knocked on it, it thump, thump, thump. So there's a bladder inside there, a rubber bladder, or is it silicone or rubber bladder in there,
rubber
right?
Bladder, like an inner tube.
Like an inner tube. It's in there, and that helps keep from, in other words, if you turn your well pump on, it's rushing water, 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 water. And if you stop it real hard, it causes water hammer, which can send a tremendous amount of pressure down to the well pump and cause the well pump to prematurely go bad. So, that being said, our pressure tank wasn't acting right. So, did the pressure tank being bad cause that tremendous amount of pressure to shove down into the well and make the well pump fail? Could have been the pressure tank that caused the well pump to fail, or it could just be a wire. And we're going to find out. We're unraveling that mystery live. So that's what happened. Fill up the wires. That's what happened. Big shout out to all you guys. If you've been watching the channel and you've been invited to follow, please click that follow button. Okay. There's like 6,000 people that have been invited to follow the channel. And all it does is just tell you when I'm live. So you don't miss any of this ridiculous stuff that's always going on here. We said this reel that's pulling the hose out will take up to 600 feet. We're probably at 250, 300. Okay, what's that do?
It's called a standoff.
Keeps it from
rubbing at walls.
Okay. So we're getting close now. It's heavy now. Do you ever drill a hole down in where your pump might be so that this can bleed off as you raise it up, or would that be a bad idea?
We've never done it.
Yeah. I know on my well up there, I got the hand pump on it.
Yeah.
And I drilled a little 1/4-inch weep hole in there so that the water fell back the way it's possible. I guess if you put a hole in it, would maintain pressure and just keep running.
Yeah, just keep bleeding off and your pump will come on.
All right, we got interesting things coming out here. This is called a standoff. We'll get you guys over here where you can see. I'm just going to turn the camera around because our well pump is coming up. It should be here any second now because we're getting these standoffs. So that's a standoff. It fits down in the pipe and keeps the pipe from bumping up against the wall. And there's another one coming up right there. And this is our well pump. That's it. I don't know enough about what I'm looking at to tell you is it good or bad or ugly.
haven't seen no wire yet. Messed up.
Yeah. Nice to have an expert here. Guys, this is Jerry. Wish him a Merry Christmas. I want 200 people to tell Jerry Merry Christmas. So these are watertight connections.
That's what
right
called
here.
shrink tube.
Shrink tube on there, okay. Could it be have you ever seen a piece of trash hung up on the well pump that would cause it to not spin, or is it normally pushed through any kind of debris?
Most times what'll stop a pump from spinning would be a bunch of iron buildup in it.
Okay, gotcha. And we don't have a lot of iron in our water here. It's if it was, the toilets would be stained, I would think.
Yep.
And that's that standoff to keep it from bumping on the pipe, guys. This is a flow-wise pump. Oh, we got a lot of Merry Christmas Jerry's coming on here. I think we got, you know what? the next Merry Christmas Jerry that comes across the screen gets a free super clean prize pack. And I'll announce it. Bruce Matthews. Go to StonyRidgeFarmer.com. Shoot me an email. Bruce Matthews. You're the winner of a super clean prize pack, brother. Thank you guys for participating. All right, so he's going to go through some troubleshooting procedures right here. This is your ground wire. We got 2 hot wires right here. This runs off of 240 volt. The well pump does on a 20 amp breaker, I do believe. And we still don't know what the problem was, but we gotta do a little test on the well pump. So I imagine he's going to bring something over here, and we're going to test the well pump and see what we're getting here. It's got a little bit of shale in there, down inside the well pump, little crusties right in there. You can see them kind of coming out right there. So that could be something going on there too. I don't know. So you have a way of testing the pump?
That's what I just did a while ago.
Yeah, to see. To
see if it's a motor.
Okay, and if the motor is not running, you should get continuity between the
both
two
hot legs.
And you got it right.
Yep.
So it's not a motor problem then. It's a wire somewhere, maybe. So what he's going to do now is he's going to check continuity between each wire, and we can figure out which wire it potentially is that has gone bad right here. It's kind of fun, guys. Might have an impeller jammed with a rock. I don't know. We're going to see here. A lot of internet experts rolling around in here today. I like it. Okay, continuity. So that tells us that both wires are good all the way up. Or should be good. Now you can check individual wire, right?
Yeah.
Go red to red and black to black, but it shouldn't matter now. You just checked them both.
Yeah, because both of them showing.
Yep. So black to black. We got positive tone. That's good. Red to red. We're good to go on the wires. Looks like we're in deep trouble, kids. I sure hope you wired that contactor right. We might have to take back some Merry Christmas Jerry's. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to go turn the breaker on here once he gets it dialed in. Now I'm going to leave the camera on him while I turn the breaker on. No fun without water. That's the best way to have a smelly wife. All right, you may go hit it.
Just cut it on for a couple seconds and cut it off.
All right. You just give me a holler when you want me to shut it off. Here goes. On.
All right.
I shut it right back off. I heard it. You may turn it on longer?
Cut it on for a few more seconds.
Okay.
All right.
Didn't sound too happy, did it?
No, it don't sound good. The amp's a little high on the motor.
What is it?
The amp's a 9.3.
Okay. What should it be?
Max 7.
Okay. So the motor's burned up. It's pulling more power than it needs to.
Yep.
So the solution is replace it?
Yep.
All right.
I'll call Patrick, see if he got back. He said he had one in the truck. He went ahead and picked one up.
Okay. Cool. All right. I smell it too. You can. It's probably what you smell when it doesn't have water in it. All right. So we get a science project now. Let's turn the camera back around. We'll tell you guys, and this is good information for you if you have a well. So let's talk about what's going on, the symptoms of everything, and why we are where we're at. So late last night, and again, this is the educational portion. Late last night, this well, we had no water pressure. So I turned the water on, and I could tell it was only pressure coming from the pressure tank. When I got to the pressure tank this morning, I pulled the cover off the well, and it has a frost-free cover over top of it to keep it from freezing. I popped the cover off the well, and typically a pressure tank, and you guys are going to hear this right now. Hopefully you can hear it. It rings. Ding, 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 ding. The other pressure tank went thump, 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 thump. So it thudded. In other words, there's a rubber bladder in there, like an inner tube. That inner tube had burst. Well, when that happened, and we didn't know that had happened, I don't know if there's symptoms that we could have picked up on in the house, but when that happened, that caused the well pump to hammer, 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 hammer really hard. So a pressure tank like this is designed to make the water stop slowly. In other words, think of it like this. This pressure tank fills up with water, and it stops real slow, rather than the pump engaging, pump, 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 stop, okay? So that's what a pressure tank is designed for. So what we had here was a pressure tank that failed, which caused the ultimate demise of the pump here. And we're probably going to cost about $3,000 to $4,000 to fix this. I don't know. We'll post it down here. So a bit of a pricey day here on the farm for sure. So sometimes the pump just doesn't completely stop. That one hadn't completely stopped, but when it was pulling, he said it was pulling like 9.8 amps, and it's only supposed to pull about 7 amps. So we started having a little bit of trouble. So that's what went on. And it happened right when Miss Stony Ridge got in the shower last night. So she's headed to the gym. She's going to take a shower at the gym. And hopefully by the end of the day, we'll have this all fixed up. Cows are doing great, guys. It's 55 degrees out here later today. It'll be really, really nice. We got rainstorms coming in, got some family Christmas stuff. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for joining me. That's what happened. Now you know. So when you call a well guy, make sure he's got a tool to pull your well pump out with. That's super, super easy, super simple. Reel it up on the truck and then let it back down versus pulling that thing out and dragging it out through the yard. It'd be halfway down the driveway if we had to do it that way. So a pain in the butt. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time on the Stony Ridge. Hit the like button if you're not following. If I've invited you, please click that follow button. You'll just get notified when we go live like this. Take care. Woo! Everybody thank Jerry.